Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Trudging Tuesdays. Boy, we're trudging today, aren't we?
Take two.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. So we're going to try and work those out. It's hard to figure out where it comes, especially when you're live and people are listening, and it makes it pretty tough. So, yeah, I don't know if it's my side, his side, restream. Could be one of a lot of different things. So, yeah. But welcome back. Kind of having a tough day. So, might be better that it worked out that way. I don't have the same oomph I usually do. I'm trying. Talking to some friends. So, is that the chat from the last one? 11:54. Yeah, it is. It's still showing the chat from the last one, and it says 2 people are here. I don't know that is correct because yeah, there's nothing going on over there, so that works out. Okay. Well, if it's true, it's true. If not, it's not. Then it's not. Oh well. What are you gonna do? All right, we kind of did our daily funnies earlier, but we're gonna go ahead and do it again because a lot of people weren't here for the one earlier, and yeah. 200 best dad jokes to keep in your pocket. Let's go with best one-liner dad jokes. All right, now it's catching up. There we go. Hi, Amber. Count was a little wrong, and it's showing the ones from earlier. Hey, like, okay. Oops. But this is the real one. So, hi, Amber. Good to see you. Glad you're here. All right. These are just one-liners. One-liners. The coach went to the bank to get his quarterback. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. All right. I asked my dog what's 2 minus 2. He said nothing. Because he's a dog. The first thing Santa's elves learn in school is their alphabet. Their alphabet. There is an actual elven language. That's so J.R. Tolkien was a linguist. And the reason that he wrote Lord of the Rings was so he could have his own language. He wanted to write his own language. That is the main reason Lord of the Rings exists. All right. Ghosts are bad liars because you can see right through them. Yeah. Shouldn't the roof of your mouth actually be called the ceiling? True. They're not incorrect. If we were to, all right. The pony couldn't sing because it was a little hoarse. I know what it's like to be a little hoarse. All right, let's get to it. Welcome, Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. If you're here, please say hello. I will do my best on this. I usually do the best I can anyway. My fingers still fucking hurts. All right. I said this level of pain is normal. I'm just tired of being in pain. Anyway, it's not why we're here, right? Now, the reason that I came up with this topic is because this is how I'm feeling today. Sometimes I feel separated from a lot of people in the world, man. And yeah, and it was because of some things. Not anything I'm bringing up here. It's just little things, that I notice. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to find some way to make money to start doing things, but I don't even know. It's tough. I can't seem to find a place to land. Anyway, so many of us didn't drink because we felt connected. We drank because we felt different. Even in a crowd, I felt alone. And I'm not feeling lonely. Thank God. Thank you, God, for that. And I've actually been yakking with Amber about this because you need to talk to somebody, right? And I don't know, not sure what it is because I know I'm helping. I know that it's not enough. It's not enough. You know, I want to find my spot. And it's hard for me because I see everybody running around doing all this stuff. Look, we're taking pictures, we're video, we're going to Elitch's, we're doing this, we're doing that, and I'm not really doing anything. I mean, not that I'm not doing nothing, but it's a good day when Dion takes a shower when he's depressed. Right? And don't get me wrong, I shower. So let's just kind of go through this. Feeling misunderstood, feeling like we don't fit in, feeling like we think differently, feeling uncomfortable in our own skin. All right. And I certainly do not need alcohol to feel that way. I do not. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. You know, I am different from a lot of people. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm terminally unique. So I don't quite think that. But yeah. Right. So then comes the inner dialogue, like, what's wrong with me? And sometimes I do wonder that. It's like, a lot of people tell me, oh, you're a great speaker. You're a great speaker. I'll hear these from a million sober living homes. I'm like, well, I'm happy to come and tell my story. I don't ever hear anything. Sometimes I feel like I'm people's, secret. But I also don't appease. I'm not. I want to make a difference, but I don't want a million people around. I know. And it's part of working through it. I got therapy today, so that'll help. But it's 12:22, by the way. All right. Why is life harder for me? Why can't I relax like others? I felt separated long before the alcoholism came along. I just want to make a mark in this world, man. It gets pretty frustrating when a race between a turtle and a rabbit gets 10 million more views than I do. I don't know. Sometimes I do get caught up a little bit in that popularity part. But is it Dion looking for recognition? Is it this? And I also don't want to be the guy that, oh, Dion's depressed again. Here we go again. It's been like that my whole life. And I just don't like being treated different. But it doesn't matter where I go and what I do. I am treated differently. Right. And a lot of people on Substack are liking my stuff. Michelle says, being different is so different from when I was young. Back then, my circle of friends included others who were different. Now I'm proud to be different. Yeah, I get that. In a way, I am proud to be different. I'm able to help in certain ways. But there's a lot of things in this world that I don't get to be a part of. Yeah. Getting a little bit older, I want to experience more things. I want to be known, hey, that Dion guy. Dion? Yeah, I know Dion. He's a good guy. Yeah. Come on. Shell says, I watched you and Roger. Yeah, that didn't last very long. Had some pretty bad technical difficulties. And thank you, Roger, for your patience and understanding. I appreciate it. I'm not sure where it was coming from, but we'll figure it out. Not today. Right. So what did alcohol do? Well, it made me kind of feel like I belong. I don't have that anymore. So I had to find my place. And my place for me was Alcoholics Anonymous. The stigma doesn't help. Not just stigma around alcoholism, but I get called lazy a lot. Last time I was at my parents' house, you need to get a job. And they didn't ask me if I had a job. They just said, get a job. Presumption. They aren't incorrect, but I don't have a job in the sense that I go to work, but everybody my age is talking about, retirement, all these other things. And it scares the fuck out of me because I am so far behind. And there's not much I can really do about it. So the alcohol made me feel comfortable. It gave me that liquid courage, right? Social, connected. And that's what kind of sucks is I was a social butterfly. Even off alcohol, I'm a pretty social butterfly. And so I don't really feel like this is me. Yeah, I don't feel like this is quite me. There's more to it. I'm tired of sleeping 10 to 12 hours a freaking day. Tired of being in pain all the time. I'm just, I don't know. Kind of tired of everything. Not sure where that's coming from. All right. So alcohol didn't create the connection. It created the illusion of connection. All right. That's not quite that. I don't think that's totally true. I had some pretty good. I've had some pretty good connections with people while I was drinking. But anything that was good, I kind of drove off. Right. So those things weren't. Those things do exist. They did happen. Right. But I still have this fear that everybody in my life's gonna just disappear because I am who I am. Because that's the way it's been my whole life. People just disappear. They leave. I've done my fair share of that to other people too. So tit for tat, right? So in that isolation, it creates secrets and shame, guilt, avoiding people, withdrawing. And the solution eventually became the cause of the problem. Yeah. So how do we start to make these connections? Well, reaching out is the people that understand. That's the one. It takes me a while to start to reach out to people because I don't want to be misunderstood. I've been misunderstood most of my life. Um, I don't like it. Now I do. I have gotten to a place where it's better to understand than to be understood. Um, I just feel like I could be doing a lot more. I do, but I'm not sure what to do. And I go through this a lot. It is a, it is just a different cycle of insanity for me, where I come up with ideas but these ideas I'm never able to follow through on because of what's going on with me. So, I'd love to have a regular full-time job with benefits, but I don't know how I'm going to be tomorrow. I don't. I don't know. Tomorrow I may be doing great. Okay. Why I've slipped back into depression today, I have no idea. And it doesn't even feel like depression. I feel overwhelmed, but there's nothing going on. That's why I'm overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, need to be taken care of. A lot of little things in my life that need to be taken care of. I just don't seem to be able to get to on a regular basis. Right? So, what tends to break that? Well, meetings, honest conversations, shared experience, speaking with other people, and we discover we're not unique. And there are people that do understand. I have plenty of friends that understand where I'm coming from, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your empathy. Yeah. I don't want your sympathy. Don't need that. No. I don't need people feeling sorry for me. I can take care of that all by myself. All right. And do it all by myself. All right. So hearing your story from someone else, right? It's one of the reasons why I do this so that other people understand that you're not the only one going through it, that there are other people out there so you don't feel so lonely. And that helps me not feel so lonely, right? Feeling understood, realizing you're not alone, connection begins when the honesty begins. So, you know, it isn't just alcohol that kind of that I feel like separates me. It's some of my other mental illnesses. Um, like my advocating. A lot of people appreciate that I advocate, but when it's time to do it, I'm the only one there. You know, oh, you'd be great at this job. Okay, well, let's take a look at it. And then you don't hear back. You know, I go on other shows and then they make clips, but anything I had to say isn't made into a clip. I notice all these little things. Even if I go to a meeting and I went to a meeting once and there's no double dipping in this meeting, right? And the chairperson said, "Well, Dion can double dip because I like what he has said." No, don't do not put people in those positions. That was very uncomfortable for me. Okay. I don't want to be separated. Whether you think it's a good thing or a compliment, when you separate people, like my mom saying, "I'm Buddha, you're religious." More separation, more division. Here we go. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. In that case, that is name calling. Yeah. getting a little tired of people telling me what I need to be or what it is that I need to do. Actually, nobody really does that. I'm a defiant alcoholic who doesn't like being told what to do. I'll admit it. All right. Amber says that's crosstalk and a prime example of why we don't crosstalk. Yeah, it's a very good point. Yeah. Sorry, there's not much more coming to my mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. So and yes, I'm okay. I'm all right. I just need some time to think. Go talk with God. Maybe I go do a couple laps in the backyard. Get some fresh air. So probably a good idea. So all right, well, thank you everybody for listening and being here. Thanks for being a friend and being around. I appreciate it and supporting me with no matter what's going on. It means a lot to me when people accept me for who I am, because some days I feel fucked in the head, man. So, all right. So, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on trudging.